Before I get into the actual video, I just wanted to point out this little creature from the Black Lagoon pin that I put on my favorite hat. It was gifted to me by my roommate and best friend, Courtney. I love her so much. Thank you, Courtney. This is a heart. This is a second heart and a triple heart. Terrifier 2. This isn't going to be a super long video. I just wanted to put it out there. But I'll start by saying that the first Terrifier, when I originally watched it back in like high school, was... it wasn't exactly my favorite film. And I also did watch All Hallows Eve, which I felt equally the same about. What I kept in mind, though, was that it was indie horror, and it was inspiring enough to make me want to be just like, you know, them, the cast and crew behind it. And so when Terrifier 2 was announced and in the making, and then COVID happened, and then it was getting a release date, I was like, I want to see this one. And I have seen this 2 times, almost 3. I'm going to buy it when it comes out on physical. And not only that, but I had rewatched the original Terrifier after watching the behind-the-scenes commentary that plays after the movie in theaters. And I just kept that in my head. The entire time rewatching the first one, I realized that what, you know, Damien Leone was saying was, you know, that's more of like showing us who art is, and it's not much of a story-focused thing. And I liked it so much better. I have such a new appreciation for the first Terrifier, and I have so much love for Terrifier 2. This movie is doing historical things for indie horror, indie slashers, and just horror in general. It's doing very crazy things. And if you don't know, I'm about to get into it and praise it a little bit. That's kind of why I wanted to make this video. It's not exactly a review, but I do love Terrifier 2, and I think everybody should go out and see it, even if you are squeamish. I think that's the best way to see it, because if you don't like blood and guts, you are going to hate watching this movie. And that just kind of shows how good the practical effects are. Damien Leone, he specializes in those practical effects, and he's the director, so of course it would be showing off so much just amazing blood and guts and everything that I can't even show on YouTube. I make no money off of YouTube, but I want this video to be seen. David Howard Thornton's Art the Clown is returning for his 3rd film appearance, and probably his best. He has such a great thing going for him. I have a feeling that in these upcoming years, as the popularity grows more and more, he's going to become like the next Kane Hodder, or hell, even the next Christopher Lee, Boris Karloff. I mean, you think about people that play creatures and monsters and all that, and the legacy that they have, sometimes playing multiple creatures and monsters during their whole lifetime. That's how I feel about David. I feel like he's just going to continue on that streak, and as other people, other killers, perhaps monsters, which would be really dope as well. And I think Art the Clown is just... it's perfect. It's great. I love that he himself has turned that character into something so much more. And now this movie was distributed by Bloody Disgusting, which I have been subscribed to for years. This is like my need-to-know on a daily basis horror community news. I have been listening and watching and reading them since... I don't know. I probably shouldn't have even been allowed to read Bloody Disgusting at such a young age, but I have been. They're on the levels of Fangoria for me, and they distributed this film, and I'm so glad that they're actually pushing some media out, because I would love to work for them someday. I know they have a podcast, but like just films, I think that would be a great idea. And since they've gotten to distribute this film, which was made for, I believe, $250K, they have made, as of today, $11.2 million. So I want to bring this back to why I'm saying, like, this is legendary stuff. This is insane for independent filmmaking, or at least in the horror community. You're making an indie slasher, you're doing all these things, you're essentially having fans help in the creation of the film, and it's just a success. It's in news articles, it's everywhere. There's merch now, there's a newfound love for it. It's just blown to extreme proportions. That's a dream for so many people, and everybody involved has been able to partake in this dream that has come true. It's great to see it from the sidelines. I know for a fact they are just having a ball. They just recently had a Thanksgiving event thing. They were watching Terrifier 2 with like Twitter people and posting it on Twitter and stuff just yesterday, actually, as I'm recording this. And it just seemed like everyone was having such a fun time. Lauren Lavera and Elliot Fullman are just such a lovely pair of siblings in the film. Sienna and Jonathan were definitely one of my favorite protagonists in any film this year, and just those 2 actors, Lauren and Elliot, are like, they just seem like such sweet people. They just seem like some of the best people alongside like the director and David and whatnot. And seeing them interact with fans and seeing how they've been taking the reception of all this, even just seeing their chemistry on set, behind the scene photos and everything, it just seems like such a... I want to hug him. I want to hug him. I also, just like David, believe that they're going to have breakthroughs in their respective careers because of Terrifier 2 and because of just how good it's been going. Like, I've seen Elliot, he do, like, music stuff, and I'll reply to one of his tweets and stuff like that. He'll like it from time to time, and he's just so down to earth, and it seems like he enjoys doing that just as much as he enjoys being a part of the Terrifier cast and all. And again, I see Lauren just having a blast. I really hope to see her in any upcoming projects with Damien, with David, with Elliot. I just want to see these people grow. I'm praising. But what about the movie? I'm not talking as much about the movie. I'm talking about the people involved with the movie. Okay, the movie, let's talk about the movie. Since this is not like a good official review of mine, more of a one-shot video, I really don't want to get too into it, but you're looking at nostalgia, the epitome of what a slasher should be, a story that's not too complicated and is very reminiscent of the Friday the 13th, the Halloween, the Nightmare on Elm Street for sure. And it almost feels like, you know, it comes from that time. In fact, in terms of all the merch that's coming out right now, I think one of my favorite pieces of merch that I might screenshot and show right there on that TV is VHS. Like they're selling VHSs of Terrifier 2 and Terrifier 1. And I'm just like, I want to own it. Like, VHS is making a comeback because, like, the way that you would watch this movie through that medium, it would just enhance it so much more. It's just a movie where, and it's not a feel-good movie. Let me tell you, unless you love horror, you are going to watch this movie and throw up just like people did in theaters. But if you like horror, pause. It's Thanksgiving Day. I'm editing this video right now. And once again, my camera has decided I'm gonna stop recording in the middle of filming, but all this audio right here, you can see this 1 minute long segment, just audio. Bear with me, there will be a silly little animation yet again. I just felt like with the first time this happened in the last video, whatever. Second time, I don't want this to be a trend. So, fair warning going into the video as we speak, and back to the video. This is absolutely one of the best things you could watch. It's just so good. And in terms of the story and some of the ideologies and themes in the story, I've noticed the commentaries and all that have not been released yet. It will be with the physicals, but I've noticed people theorize and get certain theories correct. It seems that there's a lot of subtext when it comes to like religious ideas and stuff like that, which is, I think, is always cool when you can like implement stuff like that in absolutely disgustingly gory, bloody movies. There was also something online about the whole Terrifier video game and whatnot, and they had to shoot that idea down, but people are going to want it, and I would love to see it. I know for a fact the allure of a video game would essentially just have to be how creatively can you kill people. The allure of that game mechanic essentially being how creatively can you kill people, and all these new things would be the draw, and I feel like that would be an interesting concept to, you know, look into. But that's theory, that's not praise. We're gonna get back to praise in this film. Praise, praise, praise. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting things going on with the story that honestly I would love to see in the third film, because they have been inching towards making a sequel, and I'm pretty sure there's one in the works. As far as I'm concerned, nothing greenlit, nothing solid, but everybody wants to get back into it, and I want to see a third one. I would love to help write a third one, or I would just love to help in any form with the third film. Just Damien. Ding. But yeah, if they made a third film, it would have to be an homage to the slasher 3D craze for the third movie that happened every time, even in Jaws, Friday the 13th 3D, Jaws 3D, the Amityville Horror 3D. Maybe a limited screening in 3D, but at least make the movie and everything just have to do with that schlocky, like, in-your-face. Because again, you know, I know a thing or two about movies, even a specific one that's on my hat right now, but 3D movies have an appeal, a charm. And I'm talking about like old school, schlocky, classic 3D stuff. Because we all grew up with it and we all thought it was cool when we were 7. And I just think a title like Terrifier 3 Into the Next Dimension would sound really badass. And then who knows, you could probably go into the next dimension. I'm saying too much, I'm pitching too much. Damien. There's absolutely so much that I can say about this film and so much that I haven't said already that I wouldn't be repeating myself or that I could just go on and on and on about this. But I am genuinely grateful that a movie like Terrifier 2 has come out in a day and age like today, in a time like today, and proven itself to be a force to be reckoned with. Gritty, bloody, gory slasher films are successful. A lot of people want to see them. A lot of people love them. There is just... we need more independent media where the cast and the crew just go all out and do whatever they want, as long as the finished product is just too many excited emotions. Where the finished product is just this beautiful piece of like, we did this shit. It's a little gross, but we did this shit. That's how I feel about Terrifier 2. I just wanted to get some video out here while the topic was still fresh, and I know that it comes out in physical, I think within this month or the next month. I would have to double check. Don't be surprised if I start doing cosplays of Art the Clown, or just start buying Art the Clown figures and all this stuff, because I mean, with Jason and Ghostface and Leatherface and Freddy and all these people, Art is already on my list of favorite slashers. Hands down, I love a clown. That's gonna be everything for this video, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Don't know which one that will be. There's a little sign up there, which I actually have to erase this one now. Next video is going to be something, and it'll be something probably next week. So I'll see y'all then. And go watch Terrifier 2, even if you're a pussy. Bye!